And the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so I was going about talking about that we are fractals of the same source, and that means that we are mirrors reflecting each other back to one another. And excuse me, look, somebody's upset because I'm holding down the fort. We're here to learn soul missions. We are here to heal. We are here to figure out what makes us tick. And then when we do, we figure out how we can help serve humanity in doing whatever it is that makes us tick. And if we choose not to do that, then we're really not working in our purpose or our north node. If we choose not to use our gifts towards a purpose, and we do have free will and choice, you can choose whatever you like to do with it. But it's like, what do you have to offer back to humanity? We will not ascend if we're focused on a material world. Like, you cannot heal if you're just focused on a material world, because when you're focused on money and material gains, you're not doing the true inner work. And most of us, our souls keep coming back here to heal and to grow and learn these, lessons that we have in our soul contracts, our blueprints or whatever. Our soul contracts, our blueprints are our bodies and stuff, but like our soul contracts that we make to come. And what is it that we want to do and accomplish in this world, And if we don't heal, we can't even get to that. So it's important that we realize how much we are actually being targeted through like frequency and things like that. We have frequencies in the media, the television, the radio frequencies. Everything works from vibration and frequency. And literally, if we're not playing positive frequencies, we are not taking in positive frequencies, and we'll swirl down into our lower nodes. But when we're taking in good frequencies, like the solfeggio frequencies, the Hertz frequencies that you can find, there are some, if you look up solfeggio frequencies, SOLFEGGIO, you can figure out different ones that help. Like the heart, the green one is the heart chakra, and that one is at 528 Hertz. I'm not sure exactly the other ones, but I know that the higher that you get up, the higher you go, and vice versa. So yeah, there's that. So let's see, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Archangel Michael, again, be with me as I channel these messages, please, for me and the collective. Whoever's on the other side of this, what are the messages that we need to be aware of for the greater good of all? Because it's not just, I'll speak sometimes about my stuff as it comes up because I understand the story that way, but I asked specifically about the collective, and whenever I did, it says politics, patience. Again, it came right back out. Oh my gosh, somebody's so upset. Look, 333 on the clock right now, okay? Somebody's so upset right now. But the way that I interpreted this at first is that the glory of what's happening with Christ consciousness, the glory of what's happening through these activations within our bodies are allowing us to heal in ways that we can never be targeted with negative frequencies again. So once you get yourself over a certain point, you cannot be targeted by, energetic weapons or whatever, or frequencies or whatever you want to call them. Weapons of mass destruction, really, if you ask me, because they lower us out of our balance. They lower us out of our ability to remain balanced. And this is a dual world duality of Earth. We have the feminine and the masculine, the light and the dark, the polarities, yin yang sort of thing. But what I'm speaking about is political, because this is how the world is set up to operate, and it's not going to be able to be set up like that. Oh, sorry, I'm tinting the table. It's not going to be able to be set up like that because we have been too patient. We have been so patient, okay? And then I had read this, like, just be patient. That's how I read it. It's political. This topic is political, but it's okay. We have to talk about it. How are we going to heal if we don't acknowledge the actual issues? Anyway, have some patience with me as I develop here, and if you would hit that like and subscribe button, it would really help out the channel, and that way we can connect a little bit more, and you can come back and see me again, and it will encourage me, and I will encourage you, and we are going to heal while we heal together and let our inner child play at the same time. This is a no judgment zone, and if you see anything in the comments or anything like that in the future when I do start doing lives, you know, just disregard it, because we don't feed into the negative energies. Like, there is literally nothing and no one that can take you off your frequency unless you allow it. So when we learn to balance our emotions, nobody can sidetrack you based on your emotional dysregulation. Okay, so this is something that I have worked my entire life to really refine and to find the balance within myself, so that no matter what's going on around me, and trust me, I have walked, laid, and almost in a lot of hells. Okay, like, I have been through the pits. Okay, I don't look like it, you wouldn't know it. I put all my abusers up on a pedestal because I just was trying to help them. At the same time, I didn't understand why everybody's so chaotic, everybody's so dysregulated, everybody's so, like, 743 on this iPod docking station. The time never matches on here as it does on here. Look, 634 on there, 743 on there. Anyways, 143 is I love you, and 7 to me is the universe, right? So I use the universe because it's like the upper realms. Like, when you graduate from the 666, which is literally the machined matrix, is why they use the 6 to represent that, because 6 is not a negative number. That was something that was fed into our minds falsely. That's something that was programmed. But 7 is like, when you graduate from this, you're in the 7th realm or whatever, spiritually, something like that. Ascended masters go up, you know, up and up. And I look at that, and it's like, I love you from the universe. The universe is like, hey girl, I love you. So, hey, I'm going to send that out to you guys too, okay? All right, so bear with me, because I identify as a neurodivergent, and my brain is beautiful, but it can go a little bit like, squirrel, there's another nut, okay? And I get so happy, and I get off track, because I love dealing in the magic and the beauty and the space with this spiritual world. I love dealing with the spiritual realm. I have been studying paranormal investigation, the paranormal, rather, spirit world for several years. My awakening didn't really start happening for the conscious stuff, for my own spiritual gifts, until about 2021. I started really opening myself up to that. But before that, even years before that, I was already into so many things. And I was studying with, I had went through 6-year hardship with a liquid brain tumor. It's called intracranial hypertension. It acts as if it's a liquid brain tumor. It builds up your cerebral spinal fluid behind your eyes, and that can lead to blindness. And anyways, I was lucky enough to figure it out after 6 years what it was, and I did get a spinal tap in on February 7th, 2021, and that reduced my pressure. I had 3 times the head pressure during that 6-year span, and now that I'm learning about frequencies and kind of who I am, I know that I carry a divine essence. I know that I am a messenger. I have activated, and I am even more than that. I am a star seed. I identify with many things from my past lives that I don't need to get into discussion with that yet, but I will eventually. This will all come to light. And so basically, when I was reading the next ones, because of how I know who I am, I kind of got sidetracked on that little loop there, but I was going to say something else too. But traveling healing. So I know that where the world is taking us is to not even just traveling healing. Like, I know I'm going to be traveling healing and stuff like that, and teaching and doing things like that. But as far as the world goes, we can actually do this through the screen. We can do Reiki through the screen. It is successful. It is all based in intentions. And for anybody who is in like the physics or metaphysics studies, I know that intention needs to be added to the equation, because that definitely weighs in, and we haven't added that to the science books yet. So let's get started. The metaphysical needs to branch into the physical, because I've been studying this for years and I can prove a lot of things, and so that's where we're going with this. It's not about me proving it. It's literally me being a vessel to help motivate you guys and inspire you that I am moving this mountain, and you can too. I've moved a lot of mountains, and I bet you have too, because you're still here. And if you're watching this, congratulations, you're amazing. You're worth it, and don't let anybody tell you any different, okay? So I interpret it as we're going to be healing around the world, okay? Have some patience. We're all gonna benefit from this. Like, there shouldn't be a reason why anybody can't benefit from this unless they choose not to. It is based on your intentions. So let's go ahead and add that into the physics equation, and let's start working on that problem and see, how we do add it. What is the multiplier, or the, whatever. You get what I'm saying, how we apply it. What variable we times it by or whatnot. Okay, so then I read Thunderbolt, transformation, consciousness, understanding. So boom, this is the tower. Guess what? 2024, Thunderbolt, transformation, consciousness, understanding. Here we are. And guess what that will bring in on the back end? Integrative health and wellness, the way that we've always wished to have it. Look, that's my offering. Leave bondage and heal. And that's what I did. I got the call. I answered. You can get the call any day, but if you wait too long, 11:33 on the clock when I just looked, wow. Ascended Masters in the house, okay? Christ consciousness in the house, new beginnings in the house. Anyways, I get so excited, but yeah, we ascend, okay? So you can choose to do it on your own, but if you wait too long, you will have a rude awakening, okay? I can promise you. It won't go over as well because I waited until I had all the red flags. I had so many red flags from people in my life. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And I was trying to get my life on track and figure out, what is going on? Why is everybody's energy shifted up? Like, come to find out, I had a lot of spiritual haters around me. But honestly, they just didn't understand, look, justice for that, because we're setting off on a new path. And instead of understanding how spirituality affects your mental health, or lack of integrating a spiritual or energetic nature, energetic health or something like that, will feed into a mental health disorder. So it's like spiritual, mental. This is how we should probably do it. The higher you go up, it becomes more spiritual. The lower you go, the more it feels mental, okay? This is how I understand it in layman's terms, because that's how I can explain it, actually, Like the divine justice, a cup of love from the divine. Me and the divine have been working on this justice for a while now, but it's not just me. It's so much bigger than me, right? It's like there are so many channels. And when I say channels, I don't mean just like a YouTube channel. I mean channels. Like, we are channels. We are energetic beings, and our receptors are our pineal glands. They're our third eye in there deep, and they can be activated. So we're here to help raise the consciousness, and we have, it's like not everybody's meant to go all at once, because it took us thousands of years to get to this point, right? It's not going to take us like 100 years or 10 years to come out of it. It's going to be a little while, but as a matter of fact, it's actually going to happen a lot more quickly than what you would think. We are going to elevate, and our health is going to elevate as a result of our conscious elevation. So it is important that when you are listening to conscious materials, that you, drink lots of water, stay grounded, take your spiritual baths or showers. And what I mean by that is, even in the shower, take a handful of Epsom salt or sea salt, regular salt if that's all that you have. Your intention is what matters. You can take it and you can just sprinkle it around yourself like this, and just say something to the effect of, thank you for cleaning and clearing my auric field, my light body, my spiritual, mental, emotional, physical body, something like that. Please eliminate anything that is no longer serving me. Call all your power back to you. I call all my power back to me from every time, space, place, and dimension, from every person, place, and thing, into this reality at this time for my highest good. And let all of the negativity or any toxicities that are left within me come through my feet into the water, and I usually plug up the tub if I'm not taking a bath. If I take a shower, I usually plug it up and allow it to soak in through my soles of my feet as well for a moment, and then when I release the water, I say, please take this back out to source and transmute it for the highest love and greatest good for all, something to that effect. So I hope that that helps you. If you're feeling like you're having a bad day, if you're feeling under the weather, if you need just anything, you know, I mean, you can do it every time that you shower. You can do it every day. But definitely you could do it once or twice a week, and that would be sufficient to keep your auric field shielded and cleared better than it ever has been. And I bet that you will find that you'll be more, you know, balanced and happy and aligned and things like that. So anyways, on to the next one. Stress, moment to moment, aloneness, change. Okay, so I actually got ahead of myself. It is important. So look how this came out like this. Okay, so we're gonna stress. See how he's walking on that ball, kind of like Wipeout on TV, and then whatever he's walking on there. So it's almost like a tiptoe, and I got these two together. Stress from moment to moment. No one wants to live in stress from moment to moment. 16:16 on the clock as I say that. When we live in stress from moment to moment, especially when we have aloneness, you know, these are the problems. People are so worried about going to work, paying the bills, taking care of the kids, going to, you know, take care of the animals and get everything done with that, and grooming and cleaning the house and cleaning the cars and, you know, doing whatever other extracurriculars or volunteer work or anything else that you may or may not even have time for or energy for. And if we switched our frequencies and recalculated our energy budget, you know, what we take in, what we put out, and make sure that we are breaking even or better, then we can change by raising our frequency through healing, through conscious awareness. When we heal, we grow in consciousness. When we grow in consciousness, we begin to heal. It's whatever the word is for that. I can't think right now. But the last thing that came out of this deck was creativity for the rebel. And so my job now is to figure out how to put this back out for, you know, the next person. Like, I am chosen because I answered the call, and because I was healed enough, and because I chose to be obedient and continuing my healing. And also, I would call it attending spiritual boot camp this year, really, because throughout everything I was being tested, and as I'm being tested, I'm growing and learning and becoming more in tune with source. And it doesn't matter what you call God. It doesn't matter, source, universe, God. Well, there are gods and goddesses. Okay, this is something else. That's a whole nother topic right now. But there are anything that anybody's ever made up or lived or anything exists still. It doesn't go away energetically, so it would still be there. So you would have gods and goddesses, like people that we have deemed, and we'll say like Lord Buddha, Lord Jesus, or Yeshua, something like that. So there are different names, but the creator of all that is overarching, the divine, the most high, infinite intelligence, the source, whatever you want to call it. But source doesn't care what we call it. The only thing that matters is that we call it. And the reason that that matters is because if you don't call it, you cannot activate your light source, and you cannot activate your consciousness. Therefore, you cannot rise in your balance and come out of your south node up into your north node. There's no way to do that unless you are working towards healing, towards Christ consciousness is what I call it, but you can call it consciousness. The reason I call it Christ consciousness is because Christ was a way shower, incarnated on this earth from an energetic realm. What I understand, Yeshua, Jesus means logos, or logos means love, and love is represented by Jesus, and logos means love, and love is represented by Jesus, and Jesus was energy encompassing the entire Milky Way. So we have galaxies all over, but the Milky Way, where we live, one dot, with lots of other solar systems around different places, right? I would venture just to tell you, based on my understanding, and you don't have to take it for your truth or not, that Jesus, encompassing all of that, would have love as the essential essence within the light, because Logos means love, and that was associated with the Milky Way galaxy is what it was. Was it the Milky Way galaxy? Either way, I got to re-sort those facts, but I will tell you that it literally, it gives me that whatever solar systems are around in the Milky Way, especially ours right now, because we are going through like this, the most exciting place to be in our universe right now, where everybody is watching, and I mean cosmic TV. They literally watch us on cosmic channels because they can see through their mind's eye, through multi-dimensional spaces, places, dimensions, everything, right? We don't understand what that feels like yet, but some of us do. Okay, some of us understand to some degrees, varying, variable within our gifts. Not everybody has the same gifts, and not everybody's gifts come out the same way. So anyways, that's side note. But it is our job to anchor in the truth about healing and consciousness. And so once we start going in those realms, you can explore things your own self just by sitting there and meditating in your own mental space. 21:22 on the clock when I said that. And, you know, figure out what makes you tick, and then go for it. You shouldn't have to be tied up to a matrix 9-to-5 job your whole life. Hopefully this will be systems of the past really soon, because yeah, we need things to make the world go round. This is going to have to be a slower transition to like come out of everything that we've been used to being set up to do, but it will continue to get better and better. Our lives will get better, even if it gets harder to figure out in the short term, like community. We have to figure out, you know, how we're going to operate, not within 15-minute cities or whatever you call them, 15-minute cities, whatever, where you can go get anything you want within 15-minute drive or something like that, 15-mile cities or whatever they call them. But instead of doing that, you know, you have your community, so you just have a community. It doesn't have to be 15 miles. It could just be whatever. But even if it's just like through the internet, like we help each other out. We have, you know, you're good at this, I'm good at this. Let's help elevate consciousness together. Like I could use a team. I could use a new team. I'm just saying. So that we can, you know, really get creative and, you know, not rebel, but go against the grain for a greater good. How are we going to elevate if we cannot identify the issues? And we have identified the issues, and now we're ready to proceed. So anyway, we're here to raise consciousness. That's the thunderbolt, the transformation, consciousness, understanding, help them understand creatively. And they being everybody, the next person, you know, we move the mountain, and then we figure out how we can help the next person that may or may not be going through it. Fighting off. Okay, this card keeps popping out. Like, I know that they wanted me in bondage, and I know not only on a micro level here, but on a macro level, certain governmental agencies and things like that have been doing things like MK Ultra for many years, since what, 1970s or whenever that was created, where they can actually take energy weapons and send frequencies and emit them directly to your brain to try to hurt you and stuff like that. So not only in my situation growing up was there interference unintentionally through unhealed processes, there was also intentional interference, and there still is today. Even this week they tried to do it about 4 days in a row, I believe it was. They were trying to do something to make me not sleep well so that I would be frustrated so I couldn't complete my tasks. But here I am, elevating once again, and every time that, in my case, I've had a lot of spell work being done to me behind the scenes by several people. So they're trying to keep me in bondage, you know, and I'm fighting back. I'm fighting my way out. This is me. This was me. This is me now. Get the hell off. And I have the higher ground now because I healed. Now I have divine backing in the spiritual realm. I've always had it. I always had favor. That's why it was okay, Little Miss Perfect, and this and that and the other. I was just a kid. I was just smart and tapped in. It is what it is. But the thing is that they knew. Some people don't know. I gave everybody the benefit of the doubt, and that almost killed me. And then they really honestly just wanted me to kill myself, so that if I did kill myself, it would be a point where they could just write it off. Because there was actually a plot recently just to try to get money that was meant for me, left for me, that they were putting off. What? The world. We're going to get together through the World Wide Web. We're already doing that. And that's what changed the game back in the 90s. They didn't know when they created the internet that that's what was going to lead to the rise of Christ consciousness. It's all been happening. It's all been divinely orchestrated. Anybody who got to the top by not going through the slow and steady process, likely rotten tomatoes, sorry, they may have taken the shortcut route in some cases anyway. Not everybody, obviously. I'm just talking about rotten apples, or rotten tomatoes, sorry. Apples may be significant. But I'm here to illuminate the truth because of what I went through, and what I know that I went through, and what they know that I know that they know that I went through. So we're going to change the game, because we're not going to allow this oppression and suppression and abuse to people privately while they're just trying to live their lives to continue to happen. We are going to the global stage, internet and otherwise, and we're going to heal. You're traveling. Have some patience. The politics will get better. Look what I did there. Sorry, you can't make it up. The tables are turning. The karmic wheel of justice is turning. Sorry. Oh my God. Firm foundation. Thank you, Divine. Okay. So, I think that's good for now. I don't even know. I didn't have anything really to say. I just said, let me get a little story going on here. Spirit, tell me what it is that I need to talk about. You know, get me on track. Get my head in the game. Hype me up. Spirit is my hype man, my wingman or whatever, my wing person. And it doesn't get any better, you know? Like, okay, if you haven't seen any of my other lives, I know they're long, they're super long, they're cheesy. I've been evolving and practicing all year to get to this point, so check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm at Natasha Cole, and that's Facebook. Natasha Cole 1111 on Instagram, TikTok, and here for now. Thank you, and I will see you back soon. I am just getting my approvals to be able to do my videos on my YouTube now, so I'm super excited, and I look forward to seeing you, and we're going to have some fun healing our inner children. We're going to talk about some really important stuff, some deep stuff. I might even shed some tears for you guys, because honestly, I have been purging, and I'm still healing, and sometimes we have to revisit those triggers. The triggers trigger us. We revisit the whatever suppression of memory or whatever it is that didn't come out, that we didn't address the first time, or maybe we've never addressed it from childhood. And so we're going to do some of that, and we're going to get out of our heads sometimes, and sometimes we're going to go deep, and sometimes we're just going to splash some paint on a pad and call it a day, and whatever it is that we feel like doing. I might even do some karaoke for you guys if you're lucky, okay? So that's a whole lot of free, high frequency entertainment for you, and we'll throw in a little bit of education and a whole lot of heart and hope and inspiration, that you continue to keep your head up and focus on whatever it is that makes you happy. You know, focus on whatever it is that's got to keep you going. Stay strong. Keep your goals working. And oh, I didn't talk about this one, and this one is calling to me right now. Sync with the moon for your manifestations. On the new moon, set your new intentions and things like that. Really, you know, and then it's funny because on this patient card, like, sync with the moon, and the moon phase is there. So that's what I've been doing and been guided to do, is really just sync with the moon patterns. And we'll talk about that on another educational time frame where we get together and just have some fun. So Thanks for listening, and we'll ground in the messages better as we go, and we'll figure out what it is that you guys want to talk about and what are the topics that you want to explore, because I will do some work and I'll bring you back something juicy. So put in the comments some things topics that you are interested in learning about when it comes to spirituality, consciousness, and things like that. And I will bring God, the divine, the Most High with me, and we will come visit you for some messages, love, healing, light, and energy that you most certainly will love to have, so that you can start climbing in your life. Okay? Love you. Peace.